Now then, people, it's Joe or Leeds TV. I've just got home from Birmingham away. What an absolute shit show. It's, nearly 9:30. Left the house at about 10:30 this morning. As you can expect, I'm absolutely knackered, fed up, annoyed. I think the difference, this is the thing you see, when we lost against Sheffield United, I was more gutted. This one, I'm annoyed because the performance wasn't there. We weren't great. It felt like Stoke, you know. When I went to Stoke, it felt like QPR, you know. Just went at the races, and I said in my pre-match, I said if we didn't take our chances, we'd struggle because we do create. You know, Bamford's had two gilt-edged chances, 3 in total, I think. You know, and the header for Lee Camp. Is it a little bit tame? Is it a good save? Is it a difficult header? It was lovely laid on by Roberts. You can maybe you can forgive him for missing that, but you know the first opportunity and especially the second where Dallas plays him in. How's he missing? I watched Conor's video on the way back, and he said it's harder to not hit the target, and he's fucking bang on. You know, Bamford's was poor, was very poor again. And I think for me it's a confidence thing, because if you look at his performance against Millwall when he misses the pen, he was shite, and it's same again. He has that opportunity, Ayling plays him in, it's a good ball, he's in acres of space, he tries to put it round Camp, and it hits the post, and then from then on it just got worse. And I think, you know, the substitutions are a little bit baffling. I think we're all thinking that. For me though, the one to make at half time was to bring Bamford off and get Roof on, and I'm pretty certain that Tuesday night Bamford won't be in the side. But yeah, I mean, are we surprised? Why are we surprised? Look, 5 on the bounce they've lost. We turn up and they beat us. They're the only team this season to do the double on us. Is Monk and Birmingham. I wonder if they'll put the same sort of performance in against Sheffield United. They fucking better do. They better do. But and let's be honest, it could have been more. You know, Kiko was probably the man of the match. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's made 3 saves for Che Adams. I thought Che Adams absolutely bullied the back 3. You know, we played with the back 3 today at times, Phillips, Cooper and Janssen, and he absolutely bullied them. He bullied them all game. And it was a great finish as well. You know, when it went in, I was with Oscar and Claudio today at the game, and from where I was, I thought, it looks like a decent height. Maybe he should have saved it. Watching the highlights on the way back, it's a really good finish. Cooper's not tight enough. I think Cooper slips just prior to the move as well. But that's the... how harsh football can be, because we're up one end, we hit the post, because if we score first we go on to win the game, we hit the post, Birmingham come down the other end, and Che Adams puts them in front, and it's 1-0. And I said as well, you know, if they nicked a goal, I wouldn't say they nicked one on reflection, because obviously for me they were the better team and they deserved to win. But they nick one and they defend resolutely, and that's what Monk sides do, and that's what they did towards the end when, you know, we did start to have a lot of the ball and start to attack in droves at times. We just couldn't break them down, you know, and it resulted to knocking balls from one side to the other, and just running out of play, or, you know, touches going astray. You know, Clark didn't get involved, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem the same player for me, and that's just my opinion. Some might say he isn't getting enough game time or whatever, but each time now he's been brought off the bench, he hasn't been the same, and I think it mustn't be, because Bielsa would have brought him on. Why is he bringing on Dallas for Harrison when you've got Clark there, you know? I, for one, I've seen a lot said about Dallas. I thought he was okay, mate. I thought he played well when he came on. I think he's been a bit of a scapegoat, because out of the 3 subs is the lesser of the 3, i.e. he's a lesser player than what Roof and Clark are in terms of fans' thoughts towards them, you know what I mean? So I think he's getting a bit of an unfair shake. I thought Dallas, me personally, played okay. But Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's just a really poor performance. You know, and I go back to obviously Bamford. It went from bad to worse, didn't it? I mean, he has the opportunity. You know, he hits the post, but then he should score from in the second half. The cutback from Dallas. How's he missing it? I know the defender came in late on, but he still should be getting it on target. And that's another point. You know, Lee Camp's not a great goalkeeper. We've all watched the bloody well, I have. You might not have, but I watched the Sunderland documentary on Netflix, and he was absolutely shocking in that. He's not a great keeper. He's a fat lad, and we didn't even test him. I think we had one shot on target, and it's just not looking great. But you know, there's many twists and turns yet to come. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. Look, in the space of 2 games, it's swung for and against us. Do you know what I mean? And we're back where we were now after the Sheffield United lost a point behind them. Tuesday's massive. I think Sheffield United might play Wednesday as well. So it'd be good to put a bit of pressure on. We have to go to Preston. We have to put a performance in. We need a change of personnel. I thought there were too many passengers today. I thought Click, Harrison, the centre-backs, as I say, they got bullied all day. Just, it wasn't good enough. I even questioned Pablo as well today. I thought he was really poor. Listen, did he even beat the first man on a corner? Did he? I don't think he did. Or maybe he might have done it once. Even free kicks. There was a free kick later on in the second half. And that for me is Pablo territory. And he fucking hits it against the wall. He just wasn't at it today. And I don't know if it's a mentality thing for the lads. Why does it keep happening? You know, Norwich. Let's take Norwich for example. Look what they did to QPR today. We are going to teams who are on poor runs. And it seems, I don't know if it's a mentality thing where they think, this is in the bag. Or maybe they feel too much pressure because they think we should be beating these sides comfortably. But something's not right with that. Because it happens too often. Teams are in poor runs of form. We play them. And they beat us. You know, and could Birmingham now go and lose? Do you know what I mean? Against Sheffield United. Look what QPR, look what Stoke did. They were on losing runs. They play us, they win. They go on another losing run. There's got to be something in that mentality-wise. Something. You know, we never make it easy, but it's just happening too often. Do you know what I mean? It's just not... It wasn't great today. Like I say, there needs to be changes of personnel. I think Roof needs to come in. I'd like to see Forshaw as well. Yeah, I'd like to see Forshaw in there because Click's been a bit off the pace for a few games now. But ultimately, we just weren't good enough today. And Birmingham deserved it. I thought Che Adams was like I say, just bullied them. Absolutely tortured them. And he's a good footballer and it was a great finish. And they just defended resolutely, especially towards the end of the game. But it is what it is. I mean, even in the first half, I think Conor alluded to it in his video as well. He basically said, you know, it's these lacklustre first halves. And I remember turning to Oscar and saying, look, these can be got at. There's no zip. You know, there's no energy. Do you know what I mean? We just needed more urgency in this passing. And it was too laboured in the first half. And then obviously when they go in front. And then the second half, when we do start to come into it, because towards the end of the game, you know, it was the majority of it was us. It was just a case of like where, for example, Clark lost it and then they went on their own and Che Adams is in front of goal. Just it was more the counter attacks out of stuff for them where they seem to get us. But again, it's just that thing of being more annoyed. You know, I've had time to sort of, you know, that long drive. I've sort of like brought myself back down. But yeah, it's more annoying and frustrating than the Sheffield United loss, for example, because that was just gutting because we didn't deserve to lose it. This game, we deserved to lose. We were just not at the races. And when there's only 7 games, 6 now, but when there's only 7 games to go, you can't afford to be like that. Do you know what I mean? Something needs to change, you know, in these type of games. But listen, like I say, 6 games left to go now. As you were, we're in 3rd position, and a point behind Sheffield United. But you know, we go to Tuesday now, and we have to win at Preston. We have to win. Norwich have won the league now. For me, let's be honest. We all thought they would, but I think they're not getting caught now. I think they've got 8 points on us. 6 games. I know it's 6 games. How many points is that up for grabs? 18 points, but Norwich ain't getting caught. So it literally is nip and tuck between us and Sheffield United, and hopefully the Birmingham that played today plays Sheffield United, you know, and we can do something again against Preston. It's a happy hunting ground for us, so hopefully that happens. And I just want to say as well, like, Birmingham, first time at the St Andrews, what a shithole. What a shithole, and what a poor set of fans. Like, the atmosphere was garbage. I was quite surprised, especially, you know, with how good it is at Villa Park, and the fact that they're you know, they're so close, and that you just figure it'd be the same. But I just thought it was pretty poor, and they only sung once, and that was on about the 85th minute. But listen, I'm just being bitter. They deserved it. I was glad to get out of there, glad to get home. But we roll on now. Tuesday is another massive one. Like I say, 6 more games to go. It was a huge week, you know, Birmingham, Preston, Sheff Wednesday, and it continues to be. We need now, for me, to pick up maximum points in the next 2, Preston and Sheff Wednesday, and let's assess where we're at that point. But make sure you hit a like on the video, make sure you share, subscribe, make sure you watch Conor's video as well, and obviously Oscar's will be out also, so make sure you give them a watch, and obviously the fan video. It was nice today to pay our respects to Chris and Kev on the 19th minute. It's just a shame we couldn't get the 3 points for them, but thanks for tuning in, guys, as always. And Tuesday, me and Conor are going to be going early to Preston to do a bit of a pre-match on the day. And that should be out pretty early, prior to kick-off, so you can get your eyes on that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace and all that jazz. Leeds, match on together.